Hey up folks, hello, right, back again with yet another Liposomal Vit C video, and as ever I'm aiming for this one to be the shortest and sweetest. I've made it, I've poured the sample amount into the pint glass. Here's my 1 fluid ounce of water with 1/4 teaspoon of bicarb to do the test, right, so let's see how it goes, yeah. I did something a bit different this time. Ever so slightly different. Shitting hell, I didn't. Hang on. I always do that though, don't I? Right, that's it. That's its level with the. That's a really bad mark in it. What an idiot. Come on, mate. Come on, you can do better than that. That's. See a bit of foaming happening. Let's just hope it's only gonna be a bit. I ain't even stirred it yet. Oh, come on. I was hoping to make a bit of a breakthrough with this, because if you've seen any of my others, other Lipo C's vids, I think this is like the 4th batch. It's the 4th or 5th that I've recorded like this, you know. Whereas the first batch though, I went through the whole process and it ended up being over 2 hours though. But it's alright if you just want to laugh listening to me talking shit, you know. Especially the last part where I've had a drink. I'm not sure if I've even. I think I might have, not deleted it, but I might have blocked it just out of fear of algorithmic fascistic persecution, because I say a couple of things, you know, so I don't know. But hey, look, this is actually alright. That, I would say that foam there is about 3/8 of an inch. Let's have a look. Taking it from. Hang on, what are you doing? Taking it. Oh no, it's getting bigger, innit? It's getting bigger, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Am I gonna have to do this again? I mean, it's not half. It's getting on for half an inch, which is 50% encapsulation or more. Well, this is more than 50% because it isn't half an inch. That is pretty much. It's 3/8, isn't it? That. Yeah, it's 3/8. It's 3/8, which is approximately 60%. Okay. So I don't know if I'm gonna do this again. I might just try and do it again and see if I can improve it. Oh wow, listen, I need to tell you, right? If you've been watching the others, you'll know I've got this mad method where I do it, I blend it, I heat it up, I blend it, I mix it, and then I do this test, and it's never as good as the second time. And this first time, I end up chucking it back in the pan with the rest of the mixture and mixing it, heating it gently, blending it again, and then I do the test again, and so far there's always been a marked improvement. So the difference I made this time is that I just thought, well, instead of arsing around like that, because I don't know, I think a lot of people aren't going to take it seriously, are they? And they should, because seriously, last time I got definitely 80%, somewhere between 80 and 90% encapsulation I got last time. It was sound. But what I thought this time I'll just add that extra fluid ounce of water with that extra 1/4 teaspoon. I'll just add it to the original mix in the pan. Yeah, so that's the difference. And I was hoping it would cut out the need to have to put this back in the pan and go through all this process again. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? Looks like some sort of stout. like extra creamy stout. It looks quite appetising when you think of it like that. It don't taste that bad, by the way, you know. There was a few other things I wanted to say about it, but what I'll do is, come on, focus, please, be nice. There you go, look, there you go. Oh, has it been out of focus all this time? So just to show you, if you look at this side, that's, and it's like, it's not even 3/8, is it? It's actually between 2 and 3/8. And when it's a minute to settle, that's a more realistic measurement, I reckon. But I'm gonna, for what it's worth, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway, just to satisfy my own curiosity. I'm gonna put this back in the pan, blend it some more, and then I'm gonna test it again. Alright, I'll get back to you. So I just thought, while I'm stirring, that I've got some couple of things I wanted to mention, so I'll just scan what I jotted down here that I want to mention. And I need to stay closer to the mic, don't I? Oh, shitting hell. Has it even recorded? Has it even recorded voice? I don't know. Why am I screwing about that? Because of that. I don't know if that's made any difference, or what an idiot. Right. It might have been quiet for the first few minutes. If it has, I'll correct it. I'll run through it again if I have to, yeah. So this is another big batch, yeah. I have used 437 ml of water, but then, as I was explaining, I added another fluid ounce with the other 1/4 teaspoon. That's the difference this time, yes, so remember that, okay? So that took it up to a total of, what was it, that took it up to a total of 465.5 ml. You don't have to be that exact, right? And then I used 465 ml of water, right, along with 60 gram of bicarb, 125 gram of ascorbic acid, and 250 gram of sunflower lecithin. All right, that's everything. Altogether, if it's only approximate because I'm treating the millage of the weight as if it's you know, like the bicarb, the lecithin, and the ascorbic acid. That adds up to being 435 grams, yeah. But I've just pretended, just for this approximate measurement, yeah, I've added that to the 465 ml of water, and we get 900. So this is like 900, a blend of, you know, altogether this is 900 ml, yeah, approximately. But I am going to measure it because I just won't mind knowing, right? And this, yeah, I'm planning on this just being 5 days worth, yeah, so that would be 5 days that I'm consuming 25 grams of Vit C, you know. And when it is such high encapsulation, it's sound, because you really don't have to worry about going to the toilet, you know. Whereas if it's 50%, no, I mean, I could be wrong, but the way I see it is, because 50% encapsulation is considered a success, and it is, and why not? However, if you were really wanting to take a lot of your homemade liposomal Vit C, if you've only got 50% encapsulation and you take a lot, then you got to remember that half of that Vit C in there isn't encapsulated. So, you know, it depends on the potency that you've made. Yeah. If you did my measurements and all that, and you ended up with 50% encapsulation, then say, like I'm saying, 25 grams a day, yeah. If you were to take it like that, well, 12 of those grams would not be encapsulated, and that, just that amount, is probably enough to give you the squits for part of the day. You know, don't have to dominate your whole day or anything, but you know, whereas last time I got between 80 and 90%, and you know, honestly, I took loads. I made it, and then the following day, that's when I started taking it. And I took plenty. I took more than 25, and I was fine. So that goes to show it really is decent encapsulation. You know, I'm rabbiting, but let me rabbit and be telling you stuff worth telling you as well. This quirk, yeah, I'm wondering, because it just seems daft, doesn't it, to go through this procedure where I do all this blending and heating gently, and then I test it, and then I pour it back in, and somehow, miraculously, that additional fluid ounce of water with that additional tiny little amount of 1/4 teaspoon of bicarb, it does make all the difference. When I heat that up and then I give it the second test, it is always markedly better. It's always, every time it's been worth doing, the difference has been that great. I'm wondering, right, if the pan's off the hob, you know, while I'm messing about doing the test. So I'm wondering if maybe it could possibly be something to do with the mixture that's in the pan and in the glass. It's got a good few minutes to cool down, and then I put it back on the hob. You know, when I add what's in the glass to the pan, and it's back on the hob. And I don't know. I'm just trying to come to terms. I'm just trying to work out what it is. Right now I'm stirring it, and can I show you? I can't show you too cleverly because the phone's plugged into the wall. You see, the phone. What I've been doing, right? I have spent an hour, by the way. This is one thing I wanted to tell you. I've spent an hour gently heating this, sometimes taking it off the hob to stir it and blend it. On this occasion, I've generally just kept it on the hob low, on a low heat. Look, it goes to 5. That, yeah, and it's just on 1. I've had it on 1.5. So between 1 and 1.5, or on a lecky hob that goes up to 5, yeah, whatever that means. Proper battered oven and the rest of it, but it works. So it's not about the visuals. Although this part is looking at the foam. But you see, so what I've been doing, yeah, with all this stirring and everything, I noticed that when I put the actual hand blender back in the pan, yeah, that brings the foam back up. So then I bring the foam back up, and at the same time, yeah, it tends to make the whole mixture thicker, right? This is using the hand blender, so more foam and a thicker consistency throughout. And then I switch the hand blender off, and I revert back to the wooden spoon, just gently stirring it until the foam goes and it becomes a thinner consistency again. And I've done that a few times over the course of this hour that I'm talking about, and each time the blender brings less foam. I can't say it makes it, if anything, it probably makes it a bit more thick in consistency, but less foam each time. Because the way, like this test that I've just done, yeah, I did it after blending it and getting hardly any foam, yeah, and then I stirred that out, because it just seems like the common sense thing to do, doesn't it? You know, if it's still foaming in the pan, it's not going to be the best result, is it, when I do the test? So I'm assuming, you know. So yeah, maybe it's to do with it cooling down or something, I don't know. But until I figure it out, trust me, man, this odd quirk in the process, it's making all the difference. And this is like the fourth or fifth time now. What was I going to say to you? So, stir again, blend thick, yeah. On this occasion, yeah, I'm going to add a bunch of collagen to it. What I think I might do is divvy this mixture into 2 equal halves, yeah, and I'll just put collagen in 1/2. If you're interested, this is not one for the vegans or the veggies, come to that. It's on this occasion it's this collagen peptides. It's all good for arthritis and for other things, but when it's mixed with Vit C as well, you know what I mean, it's the good cofactors, I believe, you know, Vit C and collagen. But I do know that I really could do with, I think, a good cofactor to add to this would be vitamin E as well. And I'm already wanting to add magnesium. I made a mistake with my last payment when I spent nearly all the money I could spend on stuff other than, you know, electricity and stuff like that. I just spent it all online. I got that collagen, ascorbic acid, lecithin, I got a few things, I got some Vit D, and I got this magnesium, is it 3 and 8, is that how you say it? I made a boo-boo though, I wasn't thinking, instead of buying capsules, I didn't even look to see if they sold it in powder form, but yeah, so next time I'll see if I can get decent quality magnesium. It doesn't have to be 3 and 8, it doesn't want to be magnesium oxide though, I know that much. Yeah, so next money I get, I'm gonna see if I can get some powder, proper pure magnesium powder. It should work out cheaper. Just get a good amount of it that I can add to a liposomal mix. So then I'd have the liposomal Vit C. I don't know how collagen's going to take to mixing with it, you see, that's why we're going to split it in half. So you've got the Lipo C, the lecithin itself is good stuff, the GM-free sunflower lecithin, forget the others. So Vit C, lecithin, with all that, the components in that, even the bicarb's got its own things, qualities, apart from apart from sort of alkalizing the ascorbic, and then there's the collagen, and then there'd be the magnesium as well, and that's because, again, in terms of arthritis, it's a good one, I think. But there's all sorts when it comes to cofactors, yeah, like if you set about wanting to learn about all the vitamins and minerals, I think there's 88 minerals, and I'm not sure how many vitamins, but not that many in terms of the ones we know of. But I bet you've never heard of vitamin B17, have you? And there's others. So there's others out there. It's the more you look into that side of nutrition, the more complex it gets, right? And then, even if you did read up and learn about each and every mineral and vitamin, right, what they're good for and all that, yeah, and then don't forget there's other things like amino acids and enzymes and all sorts of bioflavonoids and all sorts of other things, yeah, and then they've all got their own purpose and uses and that, multiple uses with most of these things. But then, when you mix them with other vitamins and minerals, so they become cofactors to one another, that's when you got a whole new, you got a whole new effect, benefit coming, like, so in less babbly terms, yeah, Vit C has its qualities. Vitamin E has its qualities, magnesium has its qualities, all unique qualities, but mix them all together or just pair them off, and then you got a whole new set of benefits, different qualities. It's like mummy and daddy making a baby, innit? Put C and E together, and you get this. They make a baby called C, and C has its own qualities. The best of C, the best of E, it's like the bread, and there's maybe like additional, new, unique unique benefits that you only get with that mix, that cofactor mix. It's a really sort of important thing if you're on a mission like me to heal yourself of an otherwise terminal illness, you know. And if you are going to get into this, you know, you have to be into it. You have to have an interest in it, yeah, because it's so vast. You know, it's so vast. Like if you suddenly decided you want to take up physics, do you know what I mean? You know anyway, don't you? Something like that. It's going to take a good few years, and even then, there's so many things that you can't learn everything, can you? This is one of those things you never stop learning. They're the best subjects because that's like a metaphor or an analogy for life itself that you can never stop learning. You know, people sort of acknowledge that, but they don't necessarily live by it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you are. You know, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. And all these cliches, but the cliches for a reason. You know, just like cliches and stereotypes that, you know, they're there for a reason. They're not just, you know what I mean. So anyway, but what else was there to say? Let me just fly through this. So this is 2.5 times the size of my original video mix. Oh yeah, I'm looking for some sort of a sweetener I can put in it. I've thought about lemon juice, which I don't know, it might do, because the end product last time, yeah, although it isn't what you'd call a nice taste, it seems to be maybe I'm getting used to it, but it really ain't that bad. I mean, I can even down it now, and I don't need to have something to put in my mouth immediately to get rid of the taste, and I hardly needed that from the first batch, to be honest with you, right? But I'm wanting to get my daughter into taking this regular, yeah. I want to be able to give her a batch she can take back to her place, yeah, and know that she's taking it. And she's just going to humour me, take it home and waste it if it isn't tasting nice. So I was thinking, I've thought about maybe just putting a bit of ginger powder in there as well, maybe, but I'm basically trying to think of a sweetener without it just being raw sugar, you know. And a lot of people would suggest honey, but you know, and I'm not sure about the whole fruit sugar thing. Some people working in that field will say that all sugar's just as bad for you. Others say as long as it's fruit sugar, it's all right. But I mean, that's what you know, that's fructose, isn't it? Yeah. And then we've got, what's it called, high fructose corn syrup. So, and yeah, basically, I've been convinced for the last few months at least that all sugar is no good. Not for me in my present state anyway. But I was just listening to a fella who I rate, and he says that that's bullshit about fruit sugar being bad for you. But I'm not. Maybe it ain't bad for you, but the state that I'm in right now, you know, in terms of like an elimination diet, that sort of thing. Because these days I'm really only eating, I'll either have, when I have a meal, it's either sweet potatoes with maybe some green leaves, cucumber. Well, definitely that, but recently I've developed a heebie-jeebies regarding glyphosate, but that's pointless getting heebie-jeebies about that, because that's in everything. It's in the rice and it's in the sweet potatoes. It's in everything. So, and it's in organic stuff as well. So I think the best thing we can do regarding glyphosates, or glyphosates, whatever they're called, is to just maybe just get organic if you can, because it hasn't got as much shit in it, but it still is contaminated, most of it. Yeah. Just think shit's in the air and it spreads, do you know what I mean? So unless the organic farmer is growing it inside a huge greenhouse sort of thing, it's gonna be contaminated one way or another. So maybe the best thing is to just take your mind off it. What's the point in fretting? Because worrying doesn't change anything, does it? It just makes you worse in yourself. Maybe even if all you're doing is buying peace of mind. I was thinking of looking into specific things. Well, I thought about looking into specific things I could take to help neutralise the glyphosates, but then I thought, well, I'm taking all this vitamin C and whatever else anyway, so, you know, maybe there's something specific for glyphosates. I imagine that will just be some kind of product created by some kind of company which has its own unique recipe and costs 50 quid for a month's worth, do you know what I mean? And it might well work, it might be very effective, but, you know, some things are just silly money. Well, liposomal vitamin C is silly money when you buy it. It more or less works out at £1 a gram, yeah? This is so much cheaper. So, what else did I want to raise with you? I forgot to read that. Collagen, ascorbic to sulfur. Oh yeah. Also, like when I'm mixing the bicarb with the ascorbic and the water, yeah, you basically stir it until the fizzing stops. Yeah. I should have mentioned this in previous vids, but when you're using the ratio of bicarb to ascorbic that I'm using, it is going to take longer for you to stir it and get rid of that fizz. You know, it's your choice. You can use more bicarb, and it won't take as long. I can't think why I can't actually remember why I wanted to keep it to a minimum. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Maybe I just wanted to test it out compared to the methods of making this Lipo C that I've read. Because I tell you what, this version of mine, this method of mine is so different. It's even different to the others I've seen and read when they're making it like I am, without an ultrasonic cleaner. That'd be the main point of my method, I guess, but like just the process, and I'm bringing it down to its most simplest method, basically. Yeah. Right, this is ready for a test, I think. Let me just fly through the rest of these notes. I'll finish the note thing. By the way, you can just add a bit of water or lemon juice or something to lecithin, make yourself a bit of paste, and then just apply that lecithin paste to you know, your dodgy knee or your dodgy knuckle or whatever. And I have genuinely had a bit of temporary relief from that. It's worth mentioning, isn't it? And also, if you mix a bit of bicarb with a bit of ascorbic acid on your toothbrush, yeah, just like, sort of like dampen your toothbrush and dip it in those two powders, that's a really good healthy alternative to toothpaste. And along with that, I've got some cumin seeds that I chew on. You can get over a couple of other things if you look into it, but that's good for your oral hygiene as well, the cumin seeds, because some of these seeds have got antiseptic qualities, you know. So that was worth mentioning. I just wrote these notes down as I was doing all my stirring. So we'll start more fluid again. I've told you about all that, getting thicker and thinner and foamier and less foamy. It's all about the collagen. Maybe some cooling down process. This time I added an ounce of, yeah, told you that one. I think that's a version fluid ounce is just right there. Okay, yeah, that's it, I think, for bump I wanted to tell you. Right, I'll just show you this in the pan, then I'll pause it, and I'll get the test ready, the all exciting test. You see it now, yeah? So, not, it's like, it's not particularly, I think basically it becomes a bit more gloopy as it cools down, you know. Hopefully this time it'll work. I might give it another blend. I'll let you know if I did or not. I'll pause it for now. Yeah, I did. I did just another minute on the hand blender, and you see, can you see it's made it a bit more. It's made it a fair bit more thicky, gloopy, and no foam at all. So that's gonna be a good sign, isn't it? Mad this this mad quirk. All right, in a minute. I'll just add that since I'm having the thought myself, and all this time I've been stirring it, even though it's been on a low heat, I'm pretty sure it's reduced somewhat, yeah. A certain amount of the water's just gone up in the air, which isn't an issue. I'm sure it looks like it's looking like less in the pan right now, that's all. Okay, are you ready? I have marked it. The previous marks around here, I've just marked, it's just there. I did it right at the top. Look, if I go like that, yeah, see, yeah, see, it's bang on in it, right? So yeah, it's looking, it has to be better, this, it's mad. It's just funny how every time I've got to go through this madness, but it's worth it, man, you know it is. So now I've added that, so now you see where that is now. Oh, I'll do that then when I'm in a bit of a rush. So there's that, just sitting on top. You see, so right, so obviously it's from the top mark that we're talking about, yeah. I don't know why I do both, I just do. Just, I mean, the difference between just the mixture and then that fluid ounce, well, it's a fifth, isn't it? It's an additional 20%. Oh, look at this. Oh, lordy. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, alright, listen, I'm gonna give it a minute. Well, give it a few minutes. Because can you see? I don't know if I can see, but not through the camera. But I can see that it's developing a little bit. I'll pause it, yeah, because I can't think about amazing to say. No, I'm afraid I have done an absolutely the best job ever, man. This is brilliant. I don't know why I said I'm afraid. I thought I was being clever or funny or something. How stupid. Look at that. It's beauty. Look. Look, you can't. Look, there's like. It's like it's trying to get a bit of foam on top. That is good. So, listen, right, what we have here is at least 90% encapsulation, because honestly, I don't know if you can see, but that goes to show you something, doesn't it? The fact that you maybe can't see any. I can see the faintest. I'm talking like 1 mil. There's about 1 mil of foam on that, and it's not even consistent with the whole surface of it, you know. It's bitty. So listen, mates, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I won't be a knob and say there's no such thing as perfection anyway, in my book. But that's the best I've ever done, and that is at least 90%, and it might even be 95%. It might even be higher, man. That is really good. That's the best I've done. So this particular video I've done, you really want to clock it if you're into making your own Liposomal Vit C. It's the cheapest method by far, with the fewest ingredients, the least toolage, no ultrasonic cleaner. Let me tell you one other thing which ain't so good, right? I didn't use distilled water, for the simple fact that I'm just too poor. Poor me. It's all right. It's karmic that I've got no money. It's because I'm not perfectly behaved all of the time. That's why. But I am getting there. It's always on an upwards trajectory. It is, including this. And oh God, what was I gonna say then? Silly ass. Well, I don't know, but it's you see how vacant I am, how scatty I can be. That's why I specifically got magnesium threonate, because that's meant to be good for mental clarity and that. Hey man, this is really good. So I'm gonna mix some collagen with some of it, but that's just by the by. Oh yeah, there's one. Oh yeah, excuse me, distilled water. I got one of those cheap. I'm gonna get a different kind, but I got a cheap parts per million water tester, and the distilled water wasn't that clever, man. It was marginally better than the bottled water from the supermarket. Yeah, I won't name names, and it might just be that one supplier. Yeah. So for that reason, I didn't fret about it. So this is just cheap shop bought 20p for 2 litres spring water. It's that difference. It's like the distilled was about 120 parts per million, and the shop bought still spring 140. So 20p for 2 litres or £6 for 1 litre. You know, and I won't go into my financial details, but they're just grim. I mean, I'm not complaining, yeah, but I'm just stating a fact. I am, as income goes, and given I'm not working for it, you know, you're right, I've got nothing to complain about, but I'm just stating a fact. I am definitely in probably the poorest. It helps that I'm single, of course, but I reckon I'm amongst probably the poorest 1% of this country. Yeah. But hey ho, I understand why. It's alright, it's all good. It will get sorted. It's in the process of being sorted now, while my spirits lift and my thinking changes and all this. Yeah, it's a holistic approach, isn't it? That's what you need. All right, so I'll keep it within the 40-minute mark. This is it. I'm even gonna go out on a limb and say this is at least 95%. You might disagree with me, because I'm actually wondering, well, what is it? Is it 99%? Is it 98%? It could even be that. So I'm saying this is at least 95%, and it's had ages now to form a head, and it just ain't happening. So that is wicked stuff. I might have made one boo-boo with this video. It might be silent for the first 6 or 7 minutes. If so, it'd just be so bloody typical, wouldn't it? We'll see though. All right. Cheers, folks. If you watch this and you get something out of it, I do all my videos in chronological order, so don't bother with all the other previous Lipo C videos. Not unless you just love the sound of my voice and all my wacky opinions on things that I babble about when I'm doing these things. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Less narcissism. Just make it, man. Make it exactly how I made it, and you'll be laughing in terms of the money that you save. I'll do the sum and get back to you on that, but it's not going to be in this particular video. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. Do it and benefit from it, and send me a positive, loving comment. to that effect. Okay, love you all. Cheers.